Hi, everybody. Okay, my name is Kat Nesbitt, and I am with Coach Kat Nesbitt and Teams. So, today I want to talk about employee engagement, and I want to talk about employee performance programs. And I want to start by referencing some data that I ran across today that just kind of wowed me. And if you want to learn more about this, you go to Edelman. You can see right up here. Type in Edelman Trust 2017. You'll go straight to this page. Very, very interesting stuff. Data about trust in this country, where it's going, actually worldwide. And of course, I interpret everything through the lens of leadership development and business development. So I was really wowed by some of this stuff. And because I've had a lot of conversations this week, once again, it often comes up about employee performance and employee engagement. I thought I'd wrap the two together. So let's do a quick of what we're seeing here overview. Basically, what this says is of every single human being related to an item that got sold at some point relating to that company, it is the employee who is now the most trusted advisor for the outside world. So it is the employee's opinion that's what's being trusted as believed as so. So if you are one of my clients, we've already had the conversation that the minute you write the ad, you're already marketing and not looking for employees. You're marketing your company, and if we don't work together yet, really get that. Okay, you are marketing your company to your employees, and you should be treating them just like you would a customer with a slightly different set of rules for interaction. I thought this was a great visual for summing it up. I don't know about most of you out there, but I grew up in this model. There was a small group at the top who were authoritative influencers of the rest of the world. And we have recently toppled that with social media, right? And YouTube and Facebook are now the masses are creating the influence and authority. But of course, this model isn't lasting very long because it's not very stable. And so we are moving into this, and this is where you want to start to think in your future pacing is we all have the ability to be authoritative influencers. And so you might want to get your ducks in a row in how you show up. Leadership work, right? Okay, so I liked this one a lot, so I'm throwing it in because I liked it a lot because it kind of reflects how I show up. So 57% of consumers of speakers would prefer to hear them spontaneously. Also, it's more preferential to hear them blunt and outspoken. Again, I really like this information. People want to hear stories. Now, if you've been with me a while, you know that's sort of a weak spot of mine. I'll work on it. I'm usually leaning into data, just like I'm doing here. But I'll get better at stories. I'll get better at stories. And so what all this really tallies up to is that company social media is going to blow away their advertising every time because that's what's engaging people. That's what's getting them to pay attention. What else? Oh, I brought up this Ryan Estes trends in talent management because I just really loved the phrase he used here. He said, define your employer brand objectives, and he's talking about the back of the house, about working with your employees and your team. And then I wanted to show you, oh boy, this blows me away. Gotta be smarter than the average bear. Sorry about that. Okay, here's the deal. Actively disengaged relative to engaged. And these are the age generations. So right now, baby boomers are retiring at 6,000 a day in this country, which means that if we don't get Gen X and millennials excited and enthusiastic about not only participating in their jobs, but leading the companies they're working with, we are in trouble. And right now, they're not. So if you're hanging with me here, which is basically right about there, right, except I'm way up here on enthusiasm, then you really want to help feed forward, lean forward, get your leadership skills together, help these young people want their jobs. And we're going to do it through communication and leadership. Same old stuff, right? So what this means is if you don't have a qualified, detailed, and personal employee performance program in place, you are in for some difficult times. So your printable today is also downloadable, and I learned from feedback from the last time that you guys don't like it when I don't print something more comprehensive or comprehensible even if I have a download. So I will be printing the 21 ways to engage your staff, I think it is, and offer them incentives that are either free or low hanging fruit, and and it will be downloadable. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go on over to my website and get the downloadable. I know that you'll find it handy in at least one category. Now, I do want to offer the disclaimer, forgive me please, most of these are in relationship to a brick and mortar, and that's just because it is predominantly what I've worked with. I do have some ideas that I did not document for this because I was thinking of brick and mortars when I wrote it. If you are remote and or an internet-based company, give me a shout out, and I've got a few cool things I can share with you about creating engagement. But mostly, as you well know, it's going to refer to electronic gadgets, and then being very personal one-on-one, having really critical, authentic, honest conversations one-on-one with these people to show that you really care, that you notice, and that you care. And the electronic aspect, there are so many choices. You know, I used to be able to say, here's 2 or 3 good ones, but it's a lot like a CRM today or a multi-level marketing tool today. Now there's a bazillion of them, and I haven't been able to look through them all. So you got to go with what your gut says after you do some research. If I were you, I would delegate that research, have them give you a top 5. So one game that I like very much, it's especially good for managers who are what I call hull walkers, right? Like to manage in real time with their people. And it's called Penny Game. And you will start the day with 5 pennies in your right pocket. And your game is, this personal game, is to move them to your left pocket. And how you do that is by noticing in real time something that you like that an employee is doing and honoring them for it. You want to honor them publicly. You don't want to make a big deal out of it, especially if they're shy. But you do want, it's not something where they should be pulled off. It's a moment of recognition. It's public recognition. And if they are shyer, you can do it more quietly. And if they're the rambunctious sort, by all means, throw streamers if you like. This is also great for leaders who are pace setters or dictatorial and haven't acquired yet or developed some really good habits about just honoring their people. You know, I was really bad about this in my youth, by the way. I was brutal. And I just thought, we should all, that work was suffrage and just shut up and do it. So it's just the world I was raised in. So don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes, please. I have made grown men cry, and that does not feel good. It does not feel good at all. We know when it happens once, you think it might be them, but when it happens more than once, you know it's not. It's you, and you've got to shape up. And I would love. I don't have a big company anymore, but I do have some associates who I work with. And I would hope that they say that I'm pretty pleasant to work with. I think they would. And if you get this, feel like chatting down below, please do, associates of mine. So I guess that's about it. The list is going to be extensive and detailed. If you guys want to hear something that I'm not talking about it, please give me a little note below or a comment below. And please download the downloadable and let me know how it landed for you. Okay, I guess that's it. You are amazing just the way you are, so keep being that way. Just learn to express it better. All right.